Now I'm gonna hang out here, wait for them to get here. I'm gonna touch base with road repair, see if they have any updates as far as like a estimated time for completion for the repair. Hopefully I'm not here too long. All right guys, the other driver, he should be just about here. But I was thinking the easiest thing for him to do now, because I know before I was saying like he could drive in the way that I came in and then, you know, kind of like reverse into that side spot that's empty. But I think there might just be enough space for him to come in right here. Like that's the entrance right there. Drive down here, hook wide, do a U-turn, and then just reverse next to that reefer trailer right there on the other side. Because not only I think that would be easier for him, you wouldn't have to worry about getting stuck, but also it'd be easier for me when I get my truck back up and running. I could just hook up and drive straight out of here, right out of that way, and I don't have to worry about maneuvering myself on the way out. Just keeping my eyes open for the possibilities. I want the job to be easier for everybody involved, myself included. But I'm getting hungry. Gonna go ahead and figure out what I want to eat, because my food in the truck is getting kind of low, and I don't think there are any grocery stores here within walking distance. I'm not really trying to take an Uber or a Lyft to do anything, so see if I can get some of my dry goods together. That's why it's always good to keep dry goods and canned goods in your truck, you know, for unexpected situations like this when you are stranded somewhere, you know, whether that be because of the weather or because you have a breakdown. You know, it helps you keep from having to go into your own pockets, you know, spending money, you know, having food, water, things like that already stocked in your truck. You don't have to worry about it. Always keep money on you though, just in case you do have to do something like that. But planning ahead, just for situations like this, is what I always do. Stay prepared. All right guys, it's a little bit later on in the day now. The other driver came and went, and the truck is not finished yet. I talked to the guys at the service desk, and they said they changed some stuff out on the truck. They changed out a couple of sensors, and said they put in a new def pump as well. So that's done. But I guess something else pertaining to the warranty, they gotta, I don't know, run that up the chain. There was some other jargon that I'm not completely familiar with as far as like the corporate side of like the legalities, what they got to do with the warranty. But with that, they said they can't do it today because they need somebody with a Class A license to be able to take the truck out and do a road test, one of their own guys. So I'm stuck here until tomorrow morning at least, when one of their guys that has a license, I suppose, can drive the truck around and do whatever test they need to do on it. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put this swapped equipment into the headache rack while I'm waiting. That way, once the truck is actually up and running again, I can just get in it, hook up to the trailer, and leave. And the positive thing about the other driver bringing stuff here, he was telling me that he just recently came back to TMC. He was a rehire, and he got his truck not too long ago, I think within the last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. So he had all new equipment in his truck. So look at this. Brand new, shiny, unused chains and chain binders. Lucky me. I mean brand new, unused. I'm not expecting to hold on to those for too long. You know how that goes. Trailer swaps, possible. Switching with other drivers, you know, might not hold on to this for too long. Anything that I don't personally own, I don't get used to. So we're gonna go ahead and put that away where it needs to go, because I don't keep my stuff here. All that goes in the headache rack. And he only had one padded tarp, so I'll have to run myself through a terminal or have my fleet manager do that and get another one, because I keep 2 padded tarps on the truck with me. That way I can, you know, secure, or I can cover the front and the back of like longer loads, you know, types of steel, rebar, things that could tear the tarps. I don't want to tear my steel tarps. And I'm probably going to need to re-roll those 2 steel tarps that he gave me, because I can already tell by the way that they're rolled up, they're not going to fit in the headache rack properly. So I'll just get up on the trailer or whatever, or put them on the ground and re-roll those. And I'm going to lube up these ratchets. Like I said, these are brand new. It doesn't look like he used them at all yet. So I'm going to go ahead and lubricate those, because it is still that time of year where I may need to worry about salt Even though it does not look like it right now, I'm not wearing a coat. It is currently February, but in Tennessee, the weather is very, very nice right now. You would think that it's springtime. There is no chill in the air whatsoever. It's one of the perks of being down south. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this taken care of, and we'll get back to chilling, because I don't know if I'm gonna have to, well, go to a hotel today or not. I just gotta let road repair know. But my thing, I think I may have said it in previous videos, you know, for me, I usually don't go to the hotels, you know, unless, you know, the place that I'm staying at, the repair shop, doesn't have like a driver's lounge. And a lot of guys will be like, man, you should go to a hotel, man, while you can, you know, why not? My only thing with that is I don't like having to pack, you know, a bunch of food, because I don't know how long I'm gonna be staying at the hotel if I do go. You know, all of my creature comforts are in the truck, you know, my microwave, my cooler, all of my dried goods, my clothes. You know, it would be one thing if I knew, if I were to go to a hotel, if I knew exactly when the truck would be ready to go. That way I could pack accordingly, you know, bring enough food, which is the main thing. I'm not gonna need a ton of changes of clothes, but I could pack enough food, you know, canned goods. I could plan appropriately, because I don't want to go to a hotel and then be there for like, you know, 3 days or something like that, and like I end up running out of food and I gotta go buy food. I hate having to buy food on the road. That's the precise reason why I keep so much stuff in the truck, so I don't have to spend money when I'm out here. I'll play it by ear, you know. If I do feel like going to a hotel, you know, I can easily have that arranged. Road repair will set that up to pay for it. So no rush. Maybe the truck will be done tomorrow, maybe not. I'll go from there. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the securement, put it in the headache rack, and go chill out for the rest of the afternoon. All right, guys, back at it. It's Friday now. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the truck is not fixed yet, not fully. You know, they got the def pump changed out and they changed some sensors, but they said that there was a low oil pressure reading or something like that. So I'm assuming that the truck, or some part of it, the engine, is under warranty, because they're bouncing stuff back and forth, they told me, with Cummins. My truck has a Cummins engine in it, so they probably have to fix it a specific way, or they have to go by the book with what Cummins wants, to abide by the rules of the warranty. So I'm just stuck with that. And like I said, it's Friday. I definitely want to go home, but I'm 7 hours away, and I've just been sitting around biding my time, checking in periodically, seeing what's going on over the past 2.5 days. And I'm pretty certain the truck's not going to be fixed today, but that's just me backtracking a little bit. They got the truck in the bay right now, but they're still waiting. They got some stuff in there disassembled, so I have my fingers crossed. I don't have to wait that long for that, because we had a positive development. And as some of you guys may know, one of TMC's selling points is that they get you home on the weekend if you want to go home. And to attest to that, my fleet manager got me a ride home. You know, it's actually another TMC driver that's in the general area that is going to be traveling through my home location en route to go where he's going to deliver and park himself up for his 34-hour reset this weekend. And that's going to be awesome, because you know, it's going to be like a symbiotic relationship for that, because he doesn't have enough hours to get as far as he would like to, and I don't have a truck to go to. So I'll be able to get in there with him, log myself into his truck, and basically we'll be team driving. You know, I'm going to drive, get myself home, and then he'll be able to drive to get himself the rest of the way to where he's going to be parking for the weekend. I'm pretty sure he's going to go to Gaston. It's only a few hours away from where I'm going to be hopping off the train, and it's a good system. You know, I mean, as far as that goes, you know, with another driver from TMC, you know, like being kind enough and receptive enough to take me in their truck and get me home, I can appreciate that. And I kind of look at that as paying it forward, because I have done that for another driver in the past. I have picked up another guy and driven him to his home, or well, he drove and I just was riding, you know, until he got himself home, and then I took the truck back over. So what goes around comes around. My positive karma came back to me, and I'm gonna get home today, and I'm happy for that. my truck's just gonna be here until it gets fixed, and then they'll either get me a rental car to drive back out here to pick the truck up, or they'll put me in with another TMC driver again and, you know, shuttle me back up here to where the truck is, and I'll be up and rolling again. There were talks of me potentially switching to another truck, but there are no other trucks available right now for me to pick up and switch to. Plus, you know, switching to a new truck, anybody that's ever done it before, it's a pain. It's a pain. I hate it. You have to get all of your stuff that you have in your truck, put it into a rental car. Most likely it's going to be like a full-size car, so something like a, I don't know what's a full size, like a Chevy Impala or something of comparable size, you know, and fit all your stuff in there, like your clothes, your tools, you know, any appliances and all stuff. And you realize when you have to do a trailer swap, or not a trailer swap, when you have to do a truck swap, you realize very quickly how much stuff you filled your truck up with. And the last time that I had to switch trucks, I definitely did as much as I could when I got home to minimize the fluff and try to only keep things on the truck that were absolutely necessary and critical to the job. So anytime I had to do another truck swap, I wouldn't have to try to play Tetris with fitting all my stuff into the rental car, because it's definitely not a fun process. It sucks. I hate it. That's why when they offered, or they brought up the idea of me possibly switching trucks, I'm kind of like groaning. I'm like, if I can avoid it, I'd rather not. But either way, like I said, it wasn't really an option once it was investigated, because there's no trucks available for me to take right now. But I think the other guy's doing his pickup right now, or he's doing a trailer swap wherever he's getting his load from, and then he's going to be over here. So I need to go ahead and get out just a couple of my personal items. Got some noise in the background. Just a couple of my personal items, just like I said, because I'm going home and I'm coming back to this truck eventually. Or if I do not come back to this truck permanently, they'll give me a rental car to come up here, get all my stuff, and then cart it to the new truck. But I'm hoping that they just fix this truck that I have here, and I can just drive or get dropped off here and pick up from where I left off. So just gotta get a couple things that I think are the most important, traveling very light, and just get home today for the weekend, and await that call for the truck to be up and running again so I can get going. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that, guys, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. All right, a little bit of time has passed, and the other driver, I sent him a text message. He told me that he's about an hour away from here, and with that being the case, I'm probably not gonna get home until like 1 in the morning under smooth circumstances, just because it is the Central Standard Time Zone that I'm in right now. It's 4 o'clock, and North Carolina is in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So I'm gonna be losing an hour driving east, but it's all right, because like I said, my intentions and my desires were for me to be home today. So we'll hang out waiting for him, and that's not my truck right there. That's another TMC guy that is unfortunately broken down at the moment. I don't know who exactly that is. I haven't seen any TMC guys in there, or anybody with any TMC memorabilia inside that shop, so that's neither here nor there. But with me being down for 3 days, I am going to be getting my daily average. With TMC, I do believe the first 2 days that you're broken down, it is a whopping $50 a day that you get paid. But once you hit that 3rd day, it is your 13-week daily average. So however much you would be making on a day-by-day basis, you know, dividing your monthly average in layman's terms, without going into the fine details of it. But I don't know exactly how much money that equates to for me. I'd have to look at my snapshot and see what my 13-week average is currently. Yeah. But like I said previously, you know, TMC does prioritize getting you home, you know, if at all possible. You know, honestly, I wasn't expecting to be able to go home this weekend. I was expecting to have to get into a hotel and hang out in a hotel over the weekend, because they did not have another truck for me to switch to. but my fleet manager made it happen. I didn't even ask him to do that, for real. You know, he just called me up and he's like, hey, I got a guy that can get you home. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Yeah, as far as I know, I'll be coming back to this truck once I have it fixed. And I would actually prefer to do it that way, just because, you know, switching trucks is a big hassle. It's just a big hassle. The last time I had to switch trucks, the truck that I got to when I first picked it up, and it was actually in Tennessee somewhere, if memory serves right. I don't remember what city, but I was in Tennessee, and the headache rack was a mess. It looked like a bird's nest. Stuff was just all over the place. I had to take everything out, reorganize it. There were permits in the permit book that were expired. I had to call the permits department and have them fax the correct in-date permits to the shop that I was in. I had to have the shop print them out and get them out. And then on top of that, there was some of the securement that was missing. Like, I remember it only had like one steel tarp. It had like next to no plastic edge protectors. I mean, there was a whole bunch of stuff missing, man. And I had to have my fleet manager route me to the Gaston terminal so that I could get enough securement, man. And that's something that you need to make sure that you do when you do, if you do end up having to switch trucks. You need to make sure you inventory whatever securement is in there and let your fleet manager know, you know, if you need to go to a shop, you know, or you need to buy some stuff and have the company reimburse you so that you can do the job right. Because you don't want to have your fleet manager, you know, dispatch you in your new truck to a load where you need to have steel tarps on it, and you were in a situation like I was where you only had one steel tarp. You need to make sure that you let your fleet manager know so that they can give you something appropriate. But I don't think I'm gonna have to deal with that this time. Hopefully not. But it's gonna be a long drive for me, because I do believe the person that's coming to pick me up is only gonna have like 3 or 4 hours or something like that, maybe, based off what he was telling me. Something around that realm left on his clock. So I'm gonna be driving the entire time, or that's what I'm planning on doing. And I'm fine with that, because I have a full clock. I've been sitting at this place for almost 3 full days. So, I mean, I got my 70-hour reset back in. So driving 7 hours to get back home is perfectly fine to me. I am energized and ready to go. I just grabbed a couple of things out of the truck, just some basic stuff. None of the major stuff. All my equipment, my personal stuff, my tools are all gonna stay in the truck. So I'll get all that stuff when I come back. You can see this shop has a whole lot of money sitting out here. They got a whole lot of work that they can do. They're raking it in. It's a good thing for them. Not so much for all the drivers that are waiting for their equipment. Anything mechanical will break down. And as I have said many times in other videos, there is never a convenient time to have a breakdown. You can just hope to be in the most convenient position when the breakdown happens, so that you're not inconvenienced too much. And I'm gonna get paid for being out here. I get to go home on Friday, and it's very likely that I'm not gonna be back in the truck until Monday at the earliest, you know, because I won't be able to get dispatched until then. And my fleet manager does not work on the weekend, so I don't have to worry about him sending me a message or calling me saying I need to go ahead and get the rental car and come back out here. So we'll see if I end up having to get the rental car or just hitching a ride with another TMC driver to come back up here and get my truck. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish consolidating my stuff, so I'll be ready when my ride comes. I think I'm gonna keep the video going, just so you guys can see how this concludes, exactly how long it's gonna take for me to get my truck back, or if I get moved to another truck altogether. Hopefully I don't, because like I said, that was really annoying. Every single time I've had to switch trucks, I think in my 3 years with TMC, I've had to switch trucks, I want to say 4 times. So I'm not expecting like the trucks to last forever, but anytime I do have to switch a truck, or I have had to switch a truck, it's always a really annoying process, just because of how much you have to do, or how much you have to deal with. It takes a long time to swap all your stuff over, and you may have to drive pretty far. I think the farthest I ever had to drive to switch trucks was like 8 hours. I think I had to drive from Missouri down to Atlanta, Georgia, and that was the very first time that I had to switch trucks with TMC. And I think that was like my 2nd or 3rd week with the company. I had a manual transmission truck, 10-speed, my very first truck that I had when I was here. And the cable, I don't know the mechanical term for it, but the cable that connected my clutch to the transmission snapped when I was going downhill. Yeah, thankfully it was that, not the brakes, so I couldn't shift my gears. I was able to coast, thankfully, to the bottom of the hill, and there was like a bank that was out of business, so there were no cars in there. I was able to get the truck coasted into there and hang tight, and they had a wrecker come pull me out, and that was the very last manual truck that I ever had driven up till today. I kind of do want to get into a manual truck again, just to practice, you know, because that's a skill that I never want to get rid of. I would say that driving a manual transmission vehicle is just like riding a bike. You know, you're not going to forget. I still know how to do it. I might just be a little bit rusty when I finally get back into one, you know, just feathering the clutch and not stalling out the truck. But I think I could easily work those kinks out in like an hour, you know, just practicing around in the yard or something. But maybe one day. But let me go ahead and get this stuff ready, and I'll catch you guys a little bit later on. All right, guys, finally made it back home. It's Saturday. It was very, very late when I got home last night, or rather very, very early when I got home. It was this morning, technically at 3:30 a.m. roughly. It was a long drive, 7-hour drive. It took a little bit longer just because, you know, putting in the load checks when we were stopping, because I just drove it like I normally would drive any other route, and I had to stop for a 30-minute break, you know, just to keep myself energized, because I drove the entire way. The other driver only had like 2.5 hours left on his clock when he arrived to pick me up, so I drove the whole way, and that gave him the time to do his 10-hour reset, or just about complete his 10-hour reset, and he was able to leave in the morning on Saturday. At least that's what he told me he was planning on doing, and head on down to the Gaston terminal. And fortunately for him, I don't think he was delivering too far away from that location. So even with him having to do like his 34-hour reset there, you know, I think he should still have been able to get his 34-hour reset in, and then still go park up if he wanted to, you know, and make it there before 9 p.m. But I appreciate you, buddy. I'm not gonna say your name on the video just because I don't know whether or not you want to have anonymity, but I appreciate you. You also said that you were a viewer of my videos. You recognized my voice when we were talking on the phone. I appreciate you watching. I told you that in the truck, but I definitely appreciate you watching, and more so appreciate you sharing your truck so that I could get home. Definitely awesome in my book for that. I have the rest of the weekend. You know, like I told you guys before, I'm not gonna hear anything about my truck getting repaired until Monday at the earliest, and from there I'm not sure what's going to happen with it, as far as like, you know, me getting a rental car to go back out there, or catching a ride with another driver. I mean, I don't even know if the truck is going to be repaired by then or not, so I'm just going to be waiting around, hanging out at home, enjoying the extra home time until I get that phone call or message from my fleet manager, let me know what the deal is. And I don't really have a problem with that, because I'll be getting paid the entire time. And something that I might not have clarified when I was telling you guys before about the TMC paying $50 a day for your breakdown for the first 2 days. Now on that third day, when the daily average kicks in, it's also retroactive. So the first 2 days change from being $50 a day. Those first 2 days also become your daily average as well. So it takes 3 days though, if I'm not mistaken. You have to be broken down and miss out on picking up 3 loads for the 13-week average pay to kick in for the previous 3 days, and then every day thereafter until you either have your truck repaired or you get dispatched to a new truck and can go from there. So I'm getting my daily average now, so I'm not upset really about being down for those 3 days last week. I'm just gonna enjoy my home time and be happy that I made it home on Friday, because that was definitely clutch. Very, very good. Shout out to my dispatcher for putting that together and making it happen. And all I had to do was execute, drive out here. But I'm gonna go ahead and chill for the rest of the weekend, guys, and I will catch up with you guys once I have a status update on what I'm gonna be doing with the truck. I'll see you guys later. What's up, guys? Back for the check-in. As you can see, I'm not at home anymore. I'm actually back here in Nashville, back at my truck. The truck is still not repaired. And let me show you guys. Here we are. The truck is still down. They weren't able to fix it over the weekend. So it's Monday night, as you can see. I was at home, got the email. Oh, let's get some more light. Got the email from Road Repair this morning that, there we go, that's much better, that the truck had another part that was on order, but they didn't have an estimated time for completion or know for sure when the part was going to get there. And I was sent a message from the fleet manager that they had found a truck for me to switch into, since this current one I'm in right now is down for an undetermined amount of time, which it's cool, you know, get back up and running. But as I told you guys before, I did not want to have to switch trucks just because of the hassle that it is, swapping all your stuff over to a rental car, going to the new truck, and, you know, getting sorted out and making sure everything's how it should be with the new truck. Because my last truck, this one, when I picked this one up, it was a nightmare. I'll leave a link or a card for that video of how that all went around here or in the description somewhere. I ended up getting the rental car. They set it up sometime around early afternoon today, and I got on the road around, what time was it, 5 or so, and got here around midnight. Yeah, it was a 6.5 hour drive coming back out here. We got that taken care of, and as you guys can see, well, let me show you all. The truck is cleaned out. Got all my stuff out of here. So whenever this truck is up and running again, the next person will have an easy time just moving their stuff in. It sucks. I really thought they would have had the truck fixed over the weekend, but oh well, so whatever. I'm not going to dwell on that because we've already got a new plan. But it's like 1:30 in the morning right now. The part that I forgot to tell you guys is the truck that I'm going to recover is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeah, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I've got a long drive ahead of me to go get that truck. Tonight I'm going to a hotel at Road Repair, or I'm going to have Road Repair go ahead and book one for me. There's a hotel about half a mile from here, and I'm going to get there and they'll go ahead and book it for me once I arrive. And we'll drive tomorrow all day. Well, yeah, basically all work day. It's like a 8.5 hour drive from here to Pittsburgh. So we'll do that, and then we'll get to the truck tomorrow. Is what I'm planning on. Get all my stuff put away in there, and then drop the rental car off. I think it has to go to an airport, so we'll drop it off there at the airport, and we'll Uber back to where the recovered truck is. But I'm still getting breakdown pay, you know, breakdown pay for today, because I had to drive out here with the rental car, and for tomorrow because the truck is still broken down and I'm not in the new truck yet. So getting breakdown pay for that. I do believe that I get recovery pay as well for recovering the new truck. Something I want to keep note of. Let's check here if we can. Hold on, let me pull out my keys because I want to check. I want to take note of whether the new truck that I'm going to recover is newer or older or as used as the current truck that I have right now, or the one that I'm leaving. So let's look. This truck has 434,304 miles on it. So we will check when we get to the new truck and see if that one's as used as this one currently is. So what is it? I do believe, from what the fleet manager was telling me, that the truck I'm picking up is a 2019. So I think it's probably the same model year as the truck that I have right now. It's not one of those brand new ones, which the The funny thing about that is I've seen so many new guys that just came to TMC having like the new 14 series trucks, the ones with the truck number starts with 14. But I don't know, I'm like shaky on having one of those. I mean, they have more bells and whistles on them, that's cool, but I mean, it seems like they're still kind of glitchy, at least well, some of them from what I've heard, because both the guy that picked up the trailer that I had to trailer swap with last week and the guy that took me home, or that helped me get a ride home, both had newer trucks, but they were both talking about problems that they were having with the trucks already. The guy that switched trailers with me said he was having transmission issues with his truck, and the guy that took me home, he said that he was having issues with his engine brake. You know, like when it's like in stage 1, you know, it wasn't reading properly, and it would give him like a weird code on his dashboard. He had to like park, turn it off, and then turn it back on. You like turn the truck off and then turn it back on to make it go away and stuff. So still bugs getting worked out of that, versus like, you know, older equipment like what I have right now. If it's had any issues by this point in time, it should have had it worked out, you know, and possibly not have to deal with anything like that, you know, outside of like mechanical issues like this truck has now. But all the buggy, glitchy stuff should already be worked out. So there's pros and cons of getting new stuff, new equipment. But I'll deal with it like I always do. I'm about to go ahead and head to the hotel, get a night of sleep. I'm not exactly sure what time I'm gonna get on the road tomorrow. I mean, I can get up and drive whenever I want to, whenever I'm well rested enough, because it's so early in the morning now. I don't know, maybe like 9-ish. I'll try to get on the road between 9 and 10. And we'll go from there. And wish me luck that this truck is off to a better start the next one than this one was here when I picked it up. You know, what was it, like a year and a half or 2 years ago when I got this truck? I think, I can't recall, something like that. But let's go ahead and go, guys. I've been out here for a while. I tried to leave this truck in as clean of a condition as I could. I think it's looking solid. I didn't do the TMC detailing on it. You don't have to do that when you switch out of trucks, but tried to make it look as nice and presentable as I could. But I need to get out of here, guys. I'm tired. Thankfully, it's not that far to the hotel. I'll check in with you guys in the morning, most likely.